Hello and welcome to KennyRoy.com. I'm Kenny Roy. This is the Ask Video Mail for the week of September 24th, 2012. Welcome to the site to all you new members, and welcome back to the old members. Don't forget, the Ask Video Mail is your chance to get your question in character animation or performance answered in a video just like this one. But I need your question if I'm going to answer it. So, not ask it, answer it. So please send your questions to webmaster@kennyroy.com. I go through all the questions and I answer the ones that I think will help the most people. There's no such thing as a stupid question, and it's the best way to get the most out of your subscription. Well, I had to record this a little bit ahead of time, but right now we are hard at work in the Czech Republic. It is week 2 of Animalia, and we should be halfway done our short film. Hopefully you've been keeping up with us on the KennyRoy.com homepage. So if you log out right now and check out the KennyRoy.com homepage, just KennyRoy.com, there will be a live stream on the homepage that you can check out, see if there's anything playing. Right now we're going to be doing dailies. We're going to be showing images on the blog, photos, works in progress, that kind of thing, and take advantage of it. It's a great resource, and we're happy to do it for you. So that's on the homepage of KennyRoy.com. Wish us luck. We have a lot of work to do. So it's going to take all of our concerted effort, but a little bit of encouragement and support from the community. So thank you for coming by and telling all your friends about what's going on in Animalia 2012. This week I thought I'd actually answer a question that came in through an email that wasn't necessarily supposed to be a Ask Video Mail, but I am happy to turn it into one, and it has to do with ergonomics. So it's kind of a little bit of an ergonomics update today, so take a look. Well, like I said, maybe not necessarily a video mail question, but definitely a great video mail topic nonetheless. I just thought I'd give you a little bit of an update of what's going on with my ergonomics and also answer this question. In terms of the claw, yes, I did describe what I get my hand into trouble called the claw, and what that is when I have my hands like this, I can snap into that, and I feel it like click in, actually. And it's when my hands are on the thumb can reach the space bar, and then my fingers can reach Q, W, and E. My thumb is also next to Alt, and my pinky can go down to Shift and Control for selecting. So it's like this, and at the end of a long day, it really does need some love. So the fact of the matter is that I have not found a way to get out of using that. I know that at some point I probably should get something maybe like the Razer, I think it's called Nostromo. And it's a gaming mouse or a gaming keyboard mouse. I'm not sure what you would call it, but it's a controller that has lots of keys at your fingertips, so you don't have to move them. It would be a great idea, probably, for me to get something like that where I can reprogram the keys and then not have to, use the claw. I can just rest my hand. But what I've found that's probably prolonging this is the stretches that Jason Farine showed us on the webcast back in May, are really, really, really good for that. And what they are, I'm just going to show you one more time. What they are is you take your hand, and it's easy if it's behind you, and you tilt it up, all right, or down if it's forward, but up, and then you twist it as much as you can. And you feel it all the way up. You feel that. It's so good. Oh, I love it. And then if you move your fingers, you can get your hand involved. You can feel that stretch go all the way through the center of your hand up through your fingers. It's so good. And then the other way, tilting like this, but then tilting it backwards instead. Okay? And then just pumping it a little bit. I find that if I do this, my hand, just for like 2 minutes, my hand can go for like another couple hours, and I feel great. Don't want to be uneven, so I'm going to do on the other side as well. You may notice I'm still wearing my, it's called the Smudge Guard. This is a pretty popular item for people who use Wacom tablets. I'm obviously still using the Wacom tablet, but I've ditched the Ergo Rest. The Ergo Rest was great for me when I was at a sitting desk. I've noticed now that I've been at a sitting desk for a long time that it really just is not the right product. It's just encouraging bad habits, actually. So that's good. One thing I have noticed is that if I stand in shoes for too long, I get some pretty bad pain in my heels. So it's really important I take my shoes off, and they're on right now because I've been walking around. But I take my shoes off and I do little foot stretches. I roll up onto my toes and just stretch my toes backwards or down. You know, it's like almost like cracking your knuckles, like that. And then a good stretch to do is to stretch out your calves, because your calves really tighten up if you're standing for too long. You don't want to do anything too much. Everything has to be done in moderation. Okay, so that's very important. I've been standing and working like so. I'm ducking a little bit because I can see that I'm kind of going off screen, but I wanted you to be able to see my work area right here, my surface. I've been standing and working like so, and have had very, very, very little sitting time, which means that I do need to be moving back and forth and do need to be stretching, but I feel way, way better than I ever did when I was sitting at the end of a day. It's also nice to go home and then sit down on a couch, not having sat all day. It's really, really nice because you sit down and you're like, wow, this is really relaxing. It feels awesome. So that would be that. But to go back and kind of answer the question just a little bit more specifically, the claw, I'll show you a close view of it. The claw is a result mostly of having all of those keys where they are. Now I demoed the Space Pilot Pro, which is a 3D controller, and it allows you to navigate through a screen. The fact of the matter is that 90% of our keystrokes, so the reason we have a left hand involved at all in animation, is switching between tools and camera movement. You have to have that thumb near the Alt key so that you can engage the camera when you're clicking around. And you have to be able to switch between translate and rotate and scale. Not so much scale as an animator, but translate and rotate for sure. So if you can think about it that way, there probably is a good alternative to your hotkeys that you haven't thought of yet. The only danger is when you start moving around hotkeys, you end up losing some that you don't use very often, but once you've lost it, it's kind of like, oh, that's what that was supposed to be, and then it's kind of a pain in the butt to try to figure out where that should go now. You know what I mean? So if you wanted to have, I don't know, what's a good example? Well, you have to have Alt. I don't think you can change the camera movement as Alt. But what you could do is you could move it so that your hands select is Z, move is X, rotate is C, and scale is V. And that way you could actually use your index finger and rest your hand a lot flatter on, well, you shouldn't rest on the desk, but your hand could be flatter, and you could just basically use your index finger on Alt to do your camera movement, your pinky on Control, and then when it's time to switch tools, your middle finger and your ring finger are right there. Try that right now and you'll see. The only danger again is though that, look, we just remapped Z, and Z is used for undo. So now what is undo going to be? Well, Control Z still works in Maya as well as Z, so there's always that. So to avoid the claw, I know it's probably a better idea to try to avoid the claw and remap my hotkeys. I've just found that these stretches are just unbelievable. They just really, really work it, and I'm very happy with how I'm feeling pretty much head to toe. I should mention that I've started running again, and I run 3 times a week, and not far, very, very short runs, like 2 miles or so, but it's also made it so that like I feel like circulation in my legs and everything is a lot better than it was as well. So I really feel like a standing desk is a great thing, and I'm glad this person has a standing desk now. But you need to do the whole package. It's not just enough to get a standing desk and think that you're set, or switch to a Wacom and still sit, or whatever. You really do need to do the whole package, if you can. I understand that, like at some studios, they've got this, like I've worked at a place that they paid like $50,000 to have this like 40-foot long, gigantic, designer table, like airlifted into their studio and whatever. So obviously they're never going to like change that, so you were stuck sitting down. So I get that, but maybe at least at your home setup. If you're a student, you're just learning, no reason why you shouldn't be able to set up your home to really be the full package for yourself. But you got to commit to the rest of it. You got to do stretches. You really, really, really do. These are okay, and I mean these kind of are okay because they kind of like stretch everything straight, but your muscles are actually twisted around your arm. And if you get that twist like as a part of your stretch, it's just so much better. For me, it's like twice as good as just doing the normal stretches. Working with the Wacom as well. So long story short, I know I probably should avoid the claw. The claw is bad, but now that I'm standing, I think I told you guys about the claw during the 24-hour marathon. I believe that was when it was, or if I told you during the ergonomics webcast with Jason Farine, I had just changed to a standing desk, a couple weeks before, so I still hadn't really started feeling the true benefit of all the stuff that I was doing. So now I feel great. I feel like I stand straighter. I feel like my posture is better. At the end of the day, I'm less tired. Sure, like even right now, I feel it a little bit in my feet, but all I do is just stretch my calves, stretch my feet, shift my weight a little bit. It's okay. It's okay to kind of be on one hip and the other. Because it means you're moving. That's the main thing. So stay mobile, stay active, exercise, do what you can to mitigate the all assembled risks of RSI, and just know that you can do even better than I can. You can avoid the claw by getting something maybe like the Nostromo, or maybe remap your keys to if you're having a lot of trouble. Definitely, if you're having a lot of trouble, I've heard that you're pretty much really in a danger zone. Like if you're feeling it at all, it means that you are already in damage. And so you have to mitigate that damage. You have to mitigate the risk to your career by taking it very seriously before you even start feeling that tingle that we've all felt. You know what I mean? Because the pain and the pain with such intensity that you can't work anymore is coming. That's right behind that. Okay, so take care of yourselves, okay? That was a great question. Please send in more questions. I'm very eager to see your questions and to see your Maya files. The lecture this month has a Maya file that you guys can download. It's a really good one, the lecture, so check it out. Go check it out if you haven't already. I'm really, really happy with it. So that'll do it. Thanks a lot. Good luck with your animation, and as always, rock on.